am, here I am. It's the on-campus kingpin, yes I am.
Eagle Section's Gayle Saunders, SkinnyPost.com, talking the big win over the Washington Redskins. Eagles win 37-34. Our Eagles are 3-0, and are you not entertained? I mean, the Eagles have not made it super easy on us fans in the terms of giving us some blowouts, some easy wins, but these are some hard, tough-nosed, gut-wrenching wins. I mean, it's gut check time for the Eagles players. I mean, in the fashion they won again. I mean, it's crazy. It's 3 weeks in a row. Again, an NFL record where a team comes back from down 17 points and comes back with a win. I mean, it's obvious that the Eagles in the second half play a little bit better than they do in the first half. But I mean, let's talk about the beginning of the game. The game started off, with a bang. We get a 102-yard kick return. We responded right back with the kick return from Chris Polk, and obviously that hamstring is healthy because he looked pretty damn good at 102 yards. Last time the Eagles returned a kick was back in 2008 against Baltimore Ravens, and that was Quentin Demps. I actually tweeted that out a couple months ago saying, it's been a long time since we've had a return, and Chris Polk answered that tweet because that was a hell of a return. All the adversity in this game that the Eagles went through, I mean, hey, they came through. It was definitely a gut check type of win. From Nick Foles being battered and bruised all game and pulling it out in the end, from a brawl, from Nick Foles getting Hayukin. Not since Street Fighter have I seen someone come up and tiger uppercut somebody like Chris Baker did. But hats off to Jason Peters for stepping up for his quarterback. How many linemen were missing? Kelsey, I don't know how bad Kelsey's injured, but losing him, I believe it's an abdomen injury or a knee injury. I'm not sure if it's a combination of both, but we have a makeshift offensive line, and the Eagles still moved the ball at the end of the game, which is very promising. But Kirk Cousins, you got to give that guy some props. A backup. Kirk Cousins put up 427 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and 1 big interception from Malcolm Jenkins at the end of the game. But Nick Foles on the day, 27 for 41, 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had a better performance than he did in the first 2 games. He did had a decent performance in the first half, a lot better than the first 2 games. But during the game, he did. There were plays that he left out there on the table. Macklin, he missed him a couple times. He missed Ertz on a couple throws. Missed a wide open Selleck on the throw. But those are gonna happen. But those are the kind of plays that could have separated this game a little bit further if he would have hit some of these guys on some of these throws. I mean, he did have one called back. I mean, Kelsey had the block in the back, but honestly, I thought our Eagles really pulled together as a unit. I don't know if the fight and the ejection of Peters and Chris Baker that fired up the Eagles to continue in the rest of the game. The defense came up and made a lot of nice stops. I talked about the Jenkins interception earlier, but guys who stepped up in this game. I mean, Jordan Matthews, the rookie, in a game where a guy opposite the field is Deshaun Jackson, is looking at you. That's the guy. That is the elephant in the room, in the sense that Chip Kelly is the guy who shipped off Deshaun Jackson. And here we have 2 receivers, Jordan Matthews and Jeremy Maclin. Those are the guys that are seen to take up some of the production that went missing when Deshaun Jackson left his team. Jordan Matthews on the day, let's see, he had 8 catches for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns. Two two big touchdowns, one at the end of the second half, one at the end of the first half, and one before that. Two nice catches. I mean, he was playing very well. And then Jeremy Maclin. Uh, let's talk about Jeremy Maclin. 8 catches, 154 yards, and one touchdown. I mean, think about how many, he had one called back. And then think about the one that Foles missed him on. Obviously, it's one thing that Foles likes to do is he likes to miss Maclin streaming down the field. That's a couple of games in a row where he's missed Maclin. But obviously, Maclin got busy today, and he's showing you that he is capable, more than capable, of producing like Deshaun Jackson. But Deshaun Jackson, he did get a touchdown on us. Deshaun Jackson finished the day, 5 catches, 117 yards, and 1 touchdown. I'm sure Deshaun was happy that he scored a touchdown on us. I don't know if he realizes that his team lost, but I'm sure he's happy about his numbers and scoring. But he was the guy that got off the field the quickest. I really think the Eagles did pull this one out. There was a lot of things that were up against them. They had a couple plays out there in Darren Sproles. He had a fumble, and I really thought after that fumble they really didn't go back to Darren Sproles. He had a screen pass that he caught later in the game that was huge, but Darren Sproles was a missing element. I really thought I don't understand why they're not using Darren Sproles more in a misdirection type, motion sweeps. Just get people moving. Because if you think about it, LaShawn McCoy on the day, LaShawn McCoy, 19 carries for 22 yards. Now do the math on that. How many yards per carry that is? Darren Sproles, 2 carries, 20 yards. So that's concerning. And we are known as a rushing team. I think teams are stepping up and putting more guys in the box, doing a little bit of man here, trying to shut down a run game, and making the Eagles beat you on the outside. The Eagles are up to that task because the Eagles look like they're going to be the number 1 offense again in yards as well. They put up some points. So you have to be impressed from that standpoint. But you also have to realize that we're missing a lot of guys on the offensive line. It was pretty sick to see the guys that were starting today. So hats off to those guys. We're not going to get Evan Mathis back until probably the Carolina game. Lane Johnson comes back in probably 2 weeks from now. So hopefully, that abdomen of Kelsey is much better. Because losing a guy like Kelsey he's the quarterback of this offensive line, making a lot of calls for us. So without Kelsey, that's a huge hit. I mean, you all remember when Kelsey went down like a couple years ago. You saw what happened. So a guy with his agility, the screen game, maybe they couldn't get screens going because they didn't have Kelsey. So maybe that's why I wouldn't see much of Sproles. Overall, you have to feel good about your Eagles. We're 3-0, and we haven't seen a complete performance out of our offense yet in terms of firing at full cylinders. I mean, we played well, but we didn't play great. Now imagine if we played great. We played great defensively. I think our biggest test is coming up next week against the San Francisco 49ers. That's going to be a tough match. The defense is a lot better than a couple of defenses that we went up against. But we're 3-0, so that's the positive. So we're going to think positive, and we're going to move forward. Eagle fans out there, I'd love to know what you saw out there, what got you excited, and what are your biggest concerns moving forward? Because we got some injuries, we got some question marks. We need a running game. We need to get that back. LaShawn McCoy, 22 yards rushing. That's concerning. But anyway, I'm Gayle Saunders, Eagle Sessions, living the dream, not as a dream team, but living the dream.
Bye.